What it is, Murisan guys. So we're back in the reaction video. Today we're reacting to The Most Beautiful Life Goes On.
Yes.
A story of BTS. This is actually kind of crazy because I was just talking to Patreon. Mm-hmm. I said literally like the epitome of this video. I don't know what this video is gonna be like, but
based off of what
I feel like where it's gonna be going.
Yeah.
I said. Man, I'm going right into this video. Like you guys are like, oh, hi guys. Yeah. Anyway, guys, what I was saying. So I said like in a Patreon video, I was like, yo, I really want to see like a BTS video, like a documentary of them, like from their younger, like you know, like little clips of them being like younger, like if there's any photos or anything like that, where like they're like dancing and singing from their family. And then someone hit Patreon. I was like, well. There's a video called The Most Beautiful Life Goes On, the story that was literally just uploaded like a couple weeks ago.
Yes.
That is kind of like, it's like a documentary type of style. So I was like, holy crap, like that's like perfect. Like what the hell? Like this is exactly what I was looking for. And we're watching a lot more different types of, we're reacting every single day on Patreon for BTS-MAS is what we call it.
Yes.
And it's been a lot of different old OG content that we've been watching over there.
Yes,
for BTS.
older videos. And it's amazing because
Very,
it really
very
like
old.
got us like feeling exactly how we did on our first videos and like wanting to like learn more, and it's a great refresher to get the old stuff because in the beginning it's like learning, so you're not grasping everything. It's like you're only grasping bits and pieces, and then you forget that you heard that or maybe think that you heard that.
Yeah, of course.
So it's really nice to get a refresher by this video, by what we're watching, and it's amazing because somebody actually shared a Reddit with us that I was loving the Reddit. I was reading at 2 o'clock in the morning. It was on June and Yoongi and like Largo and Gloss and the songs and all that. It was amazing. I was just like
because I had
blown
a lot of
away.
Questions on the video that we were watching.
And it had all the posters on there and stuff. It was amazing. So I'm excited for this video.
Oh my god! And one of the videos, one of the videos, I kind of want to feel like it's like a secret, but like I want to like it's like a mystery of what we were watching over there on Patreon, right?
Yeah.
But like on one of the videos we were watching, Jin was like, "Our Jimin is revealed," and I was like, "Oh my god, our Jimin is revealed!" But yeah, man, it's a really good vibe over there. We've been checking out a lot of different stuff on Patreon, especially every single day. MapleStory, all that stuff is over there. We literally have like 600 videos over there. It's nuts.
Yeah, there's a lot.
But yeah, man, we about to dive right into this right now. Long intro, sorry about that, but I just wanted to say how weird that was. I said that like literally like a week ago, like and then it was like, well, there's a video that was just uploaded.
Yes, I'm very excited. It's been requested even on our last YouTube. I told everyone it was coming today. Thank you so much to the Asian Theory for making this video.
Hell yeah.
I don't think we've ever saw any videos from your channel before, so thank you so much. I'm so excited to get into it.
That name sounds really, really familiar. I feel like I might have seen something from their channel.
Maybe.
Possibly.
I don't remember. But thank you so much for making this video. And thank you to our patrons, Margaret, Joe, Andre, Amanda, Monica, Mac, Heather, and Annie. Thank you so much to you guys. And yeah.
Let's do this. Let's do this. Subscribe if you're new. Join the family. I'm sorry for the long intro. It's usually not that long, but sorry for the long intro. I just wanted to say that for some reason. I wanted to let you guys know. But yeah, we're about to dive into it. Let's go. I'm ready to cry.
Today, everyone knows the name of BTS. They've been invited onto late-night talk shows, they've shattered records, they've sold out stadiums, they've made it onto the big screen. These days, you'd be hard-pressed to find someone who didn't know who these guys were, or at least haven't heard one of their songs. And if they don't, either they've been living under a rock, or they're 100 years old. The success of the Bangtan boys is worldwide, but it wasn't always like this. And it all started with one man.
Yo.
YG. YG wanted to make himself a rap group. In the late 90s...
Oh, wait. So
I should have said this in the beginning!
Yeah, but they went from Bang PD to YG? Like...
Yeah.
They show... That was kind of funny because they show Bang PD as like, one guy, YG. I was like, what?
I was going to say because on that Reddit that they were saying it was... because we asked for the order...
So am I gonna find out if like YG and Bang PD are like friends? They talk or like I don't know. We'll find out.
So experimented with this idea with different trainees, eventually choosing 7 members. And while 3 of them eventually left, the remaining 4, Teddy, Danny, Jinhwan, and Baekhyun, debuted in 1990.
Oh, Teddy's the producer. He's a producer.
As One Time. Their first album, titled One for Your Mind, was one of the year's best-selling albums and won several awards, including the Global Disc and SBS Music Awards for Best New Artist and KMTV's Award for Best Hip-Hop Artist. The group enjoyed moderate success and released 4 more albums, before going on indefinite hiatus in 2006 due to their mandatory military service. The year was 2010, and the 5-year-old company, Big Hit Entertainment, had previously signed 2 artists, 88 and 2AM. They had their share of successes, but they were very traditional K-pop groups. Big Hit wanted a fresh, new sound, and upon listening to One Time, CEO Hitman Bangtan had decided that that was the sound that he was looking for. And on top of that, the youth needed someone to relate to, and more importantly, look up to. He had decided he would create a hip-hop group.
June 1st.
At 15 years old, Kim Namjoon auditioned for a certain Big Deal Records, which he completely botched.
And pause this real quick. Yo, like this is like perfect. Like every army should be showing this to any baby army out there.
Yes,
like, this is like
yes.
right off the jump, you get so much information. Like I know a lot of this information, but like this is sick. Like this is kind of like really, really, very, very like informative for sure.
And it was exactly what we were just recently talking about. So it's so perfect, so great.
Forgetting the lyrics to the song he was performing. Afterwards, fellow rapper Sleepy recommended that he try auditioning at another label, Big Hit, and even put in a good word for him to one of the producers there.
Yeah.
At age 16, Kim auditioned in front of Bang Si-hyuk himself and instantly impressed him. He was offered a deal with Big Hit on the spot, which Kim accepted and became a trainee, officially choosing a name for himself, Rap Monster, destined to become the leader of the newly created group.
Yeah, we just watched that!
Now that a fearless leader was chosen, they needed more members.
So we got Yoongi.
Min Yoongi was a 17-year-old living in Daegu, an avid basketball player and rapper. He had been interested in music, especially rap, from a very early age. And despite his parents' disapproval, started performing as a rapper while still
I just watched this, guys.
He quickly gained attention as a rapper and producer in the underground hip-hop scene. One day he saw a flyer for a rap competition called Hit It and decided to participate. And although he only placed second, the company hosting the competition, you guessed it, Big Hit, decided to sign him on as a producer. Hitman Bang spoke with him afterwards, convincing him to join a newly created hip-hop group. He told him to just focus on rapping and assured him that he wouldn't need to dance. He was lying. Just like that, the new group had
we haven't got to that one yet.
Known as Suga, a combination of the first 2 syllables of shooting guard, his favorite position in basketball. But they wouldn't stop there. Rappers were nice, but Big Hit actually
I heard that for sure.
A dancer.
Taehyung.
Jung Hoseok always loved dancing. He was in the starting lineup of the dance crew Neuron in his hometown, Gwangju. He was good at it too, winning several local championships and even winning a championship at the national level in 2008. When he decided to audition for JYP Entertainment though, after a few rounds of auditions, he was cut. Fortunately, he didn't give up and went to his second option, a smaller, lesser-known company, Big Hit Entertainment. His dance skills and strong understanding of rhythm made him an instant favorite, and he was signed on as J-Hope. Not only that, but they saw potential in him to become a rapper, which at this point he had little experience with. However, J-Hope quickly felt that he wasn't a good fit and decided to leave Big Hit until RM convinced both J-Hope and Big It that the group wouldn't be complete without him. He was right.
Oh wait, was this?
Yeah, this is a document, right? Like, does that burn the stage?
With the addition of J-Hope, the rap line was complete. Now they needed some singers. Now, just like how RM, an amazing rapper with a ton of experience, was chosen as the first official member of the rap line, it would only make sense that a legendary singer and dancer would be the perfect first member of the vocal line. Right?
I had a question, right? So in the logs, how come like they go Kim Namjoon Jin? Is it just the way that they are in the logs?
Yes. And then
because when I'm watching the logs, I thought that's how they come. Like, that's how it was. Like, but I remember always hearing that it was Namjoon and that was Min Yoongi. Like, I remember hearing that. Like, wow, that's why I got confused when I was watching the logs. I was like,
and that's why we asked.
So Yoongi and it's Jin. I'm like, oh, yes. It's Jin.
And that's why I ended up doing some research about it and got the paragraphs and that Reddit that I ended up sharing with people on Patreon in the pinned comment. And a lot of what he's saying is the things that are popping up. I just think the timing is crazy.
It's crazy timing because you were just reading this to me.
But Kim Seokjin didn't have any sort of experience like that. Believe it or not, one day when he was walking on the streets of his hometown, Anyang, he was approached by a representative of SM Entertainment with an offer to work for the company. In typical Jin fashion, he never followed up with them because he believed it to be a scam. Apparently, Jin was a very good-looking guy because years later,
wait, I did not know it was for SM?
In Seoul, he was once again approached on the street, this time by an executive at Big Hit Entertainment.
Wow, the
oh,
way
wow, they were just coming after this guy. They knew he was worldwide.
He didn't sing, he didn't dance. He was at school to become an actor, and he decided to audition to become an actor. Big Hit, however, had different plans for him, and convinced him to become a vocalist for their new group. To do so, he literally learned to dance and sing starting from zero, but thankfully, not without help from other vocalists.
Aww.
Oh my god.
Jungkook initially had dreams of becoming a badminton player when he was young, but after seeing G-Dragon perform Heartbreaker on television, it influenced him to want to become a singer instead. Because of this, at only age 14, he decided to audition for the South Korean talent show, Superstar K. He didn't pass auditions, but this was just enough to catch the eye of not one company, not two companies, but 7 different companies. This included JYP, FNC, Woollim, Starship Entertainment, TS, Cube, and of course, Big Hit Entertainment.
Oh my
so
god.
Why did Jungkook, given the choice of all these bigger companies, decide
7.
to go with the relatively smaller company, Big Hit?
Because of
the answer
June.
Was simple. Because he thought, and I quote, RM was cool, so I wanted to sign with them. That brings the number of members
That's
to
so
5.
dope, bro.
The next
That's
member
so
of BTS
dope. No
was
reason,
just as
it's
surprised
cool.
to find Big Hit as Big Hit was to find him, and it almost didn't happen.
Yo, I like
Kim
the editing,
Taehyung was
right?
always passionate about music, and it was always his dream to pursue it as a career. However, it was hard, as his family was poor, his parents being humble farmers. His father told him that if he was passionate about music, he should learn an instrument, and he did, spending 3 years practicing with the saxophone. One day, one of his friends decided to audition for Big Hit Entertainment when they were holding auditions in his hometown of Daegu. Taehyung, being a good friend, came with him to keep him company, but when one of the team members in charge of the audition saw Taehyung, he encouraged him to audition as well. With nothing to lose, he did. That day, he was the only one in Daegu to move on to the next round of auditions, and eventually became a trainee for Big Hit Entertainment. They decided to keep him as a surprise member and didn't want to reveal him as one of the members until his debut. In the same vein, Big Hit had him choose something mysterious for his stage name. He decided to go with V for victory. Here's...
Like, I'm gonna feel like a bad army. How did I not know that his name was for V for victory? Until right now.
Guess what? I didn't either.
Did you all like
I didn't know.
Bro, what? Is that true? Like, that's a really true thing?
I didn't know.
Wow.
We gotta ask Ava. The fact that she be throwing the V up all the time.
It seems like a nice round number to stop, right? 6 members for a new hip-hop group, 3 rappers and 3 vocalists. It seems like a complete group, but still there was something missing. Someone was missing. Someone that could take this already great group of artists and push it even further to achieve perfection. A powerhouse. Someone so naturally talented that they could stand out in a room full of already talented artists. This project that Big Hit had embarked upon needed a capstone. Park Jimin was a naturally talented dancer. When he was in middle school, he attended a dance academy and continued to pursue dance at Busan High School of Arts, where he studied contemporary dance and was the top student in the whole modern dance department. Wow. Impressed by his raw talent, a teacher encouraged him to audition for Big Hit Entertainment, who were holding auditions in Busan. He was only 16 when he passed the audition and moved to Seoul to become a trainee. He was the final member of the group, and he also had the shortest training period. What's interesting to note is that the group feels very much ragtag because in a sense, with the exception of Jimin, it was. RM and J-Hope only auditioned for Big Hit because they didn't pass their auditions with the first company they chose. And despite their amazing talent, Suga and Jungkook didn't win the competitions they were in, but they signed on to Big Hit after the fact because of their high quality performances. V never even planned on auditioning and just decided to do it on a whim, and they literally just found.
And the V thing was because of his friend, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
His friend was supposed to audition or something like that.
His friend was, and then they asked him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jin on the streets, but perhaps it was fate, because this was the group that they chose.
It is fate.
And just like that, in 2012, the newly created Bangtan Sonyeondan, the Bulletproof Boy Scouts, or simply BTS, was 7.
저도 아침에 리허설 때 이거 보고 많이 웃었습니다.
They had the group, but they still needed the music. In early 2013, they set out to create some social media presence for themselves before officially debuting, posting song covers on both SoundCloud and YouTube, which you can still go watch today. In May, Big Hit launched a countdown clock on their website in preparation for BTS's debut album, complete with a trailer and a ton of promotional material, including photos for the first time of all the members in the
starter photos starting off crisp.
This might be one of my favorite videos.
Yes.
Finally, big day came. June 12th, 2013. BTS held a press conference and a debut showcase where they performed their 2 singles, No More Dream and We Are Bulletproof Part 2. The same day, the Too Cool for School album, as well as the music video for No More Dream, were released.
Gotta keep you fed from day
one,
right?
The very next day, BTS performed the song again on their official debut stage on Mnet's M Countdown. This was the world's first taste of BTS. Commercially, the album didn't do extraordinarily well. The lead single, No More Dream, peaked at 124 in Korea, and the album sold only 24,000 copies during its first year. Bulletproof Part 2 didn't even chart. The first year wasn't all that great for BTS, but despite everything, people saw them. People saw the sparkle in their eyes and their limitless potential. And they were hot, of course. On July 9th, ARMY was established as BTS's official fandom. They made their comeback only 2 months later in September when they released their single, No, along with their EP, Part 2 of what would be their school trilogy, Oh, Are You Late 2. In the music video for the single, they made a commentary on the harsh Korean education system, along with their previous themes of hopes and dreams. No peaked at 92 in Korea, but also quickly fell off the charts. The album debuted at number 4 on the Gaon Weekly chart and was the 55th best-selling album in South Korea that year. This was enough to secure them the coveted New Artist of the Year award
you know what I'm
at
saying?
the Melon Music Awards, the Golden Disc Awards, and the Seoul Music Awards. Part 3 of the School Trilogy was released in February of 2014, the EP, School Love Affair. This time, the lead single was Boy in Love. And the other single being Just One Day. The album, as well as both singles, enjoyed moderate success, with the album topping the Gaon album chart, as well as making its first international appearance at number 3 on the Billboard World Albums chart. The album also marked their first distinctive change in theme, focusing more on school life and young love, as evidenced by their Boy in Love music video. They also held their first fan meetings with a crowd of 3,000 in Seoul. BTS was doing well. That is, until July. This is, unfortunately, a dark chapter in the lives of BTS and ARMY. That's right, American Hustle Life. I'm joking, of course, but American Hustle Life was a reality show put together by Mnet that brought BTS to Los Angeles, where they had the unique opportunity to learn the true ways of hip-hop from the masters. And it was a pretty darn cringy opportunity, but an opportunity nonetheless. Whatever you do, just don't watch the Warren G version of Boy in Love. You've been warned. However, cringe and all, the trip proved fruitful for BTS, making connections, performing their first US concert for free in front of 200 fans, as well as their first appearance at KCON. The next month, in August, BTS released their first full-length studio album, Dark and Wild. The album featured 2 singles, Danger.
I love this album. I was searching for this album for so long because, like, well, we know we can buy them. We know we can buy them. But
we like to find them in the wild.
I like to find them. Like, I like to find them in stores.
In
I
the
feel
dark and wild spots.
Yeah, exactly. Literally. Like, so we like to find them, and, like, it gets, like, you know, it gets a little harder when you can't find these albums, because they're like hidden gems.
They are.
So you gotta go to New York. You gotta just small little place in New York. Like it was like the one store like in the alleyway. You're like, there it is, boom, and it's like they got a whole bunch of like CDs. Like, oh my god, it's like a gold mine.
Gold mine.
And it really is. It's like a gold mine for K-pop in general.
Our goal is to have one of all of their albums. Yeah. We're getting there. All of our albums are right there. And mine that I was looking for was Wings. Yeah, Wings. I was looking at your
and we started finding Wings everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, Wings was everywhere. FYE was like all over the place after that. I was like, wow, okay, but no Dark and Wild. I was like, damn it, but we finally got my Dark and Wild.
Yes.
So let's get it.
And War of Hormones.
I love this MV, the visuals, like this. like the scene, like how they change color like that.
Shift in sound with a touch of R&B and electronica. It was met with moderate success. It peaked at number 2 in Korea, selling over 200,000 albums. In October and again in May of the following year, BTS went on their first and second concert tours, known as the Red Bullet Tour, where they visited 13 different countries, including Japan, the Philippines, Australia, the US, Mexico, and many others. They also came out with their first Japanese album in December, Wake Up, featuring many Japanese versions of their songs as well as original tracks Wake Up and The Stars, followed by a Japan tour and a solo concert in Korea.
Timing's perfect.
Although Dark and Wild got decent attention, they needed something different. They needed something that would shake things up. They got to work. April 29, 2015 was their comeback. When this album was produced, each member had a hand in writing songs for the album. They again changed their sound, from aggressive hip-hop to youthful, colorful styles. And not only their sound, but their image as well. This can be evidenced by their newest EP, Most Beautiful Moment in Life. And just by looking at the album cover, they ditched the dark colors and the bulletproof vest symbol that had become so synonymous with BTS, and replaced it with a simple white and pink background overlaid with the title.
I like hearing about this.
They dropped the single that would change everything.
Let's go.
I Need You.
I was gonna say,
it was...
I want to pause real quick. When you really talk about BTS having eras, they really had eras.
Yes.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like every single like chapter of their whole journey has been like one of your favorites. Like you're like, oh man, that was that era. That was a Dark and Wild era. That was getting crazy. Then he went to like, you know, the Map of Soul era, like right, and it's just it just keeps going, jumping, not in order. That's definitely not in order. But it's like, you know, like, wait, you just skipped like 3 eras. Like no, but I'm just saying in general. But like But yeah, it's just really cool because we're part of the Persona era. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like saying that. I know that feels special to me. It's like, yo, I'm part of the Persona era. Let's go. Where my Persona era at?
We came right after Persona dropped, so it was really nice.
We claim it for sure.
Yes.
Sentimental. It was hopeful. It was new. Just by looking at the music video, we can see that BTS has also ditched their punk bad boy image and replaced it with a more real, vulnerable, down-to-earth, and youthful feel.
Relatable,
this proved to be the change that BTS needed for mainstream success. Billboard called it one of the greatest K-pop songs of the decade. It charted at number 5 in Korea, and even led them to their first music show win on SBS MTV's The Show. And that wasn't all. They released their second single, Dope, on June 24th, which started off with a poignant line from RM.
Come on!
어서 와. 방탄은 처음이지?
Welcome. Is this your first time with BTS? And you know what? For a lot of people, it was. In a way, their first studio album and tour can be seen as their stepping stone between old school BTS and new school. In November, they came back with their follow-up EP, The Most Beautiful Moment in Life, Part 2, the second EP in what would be dubbed the Youth Trilogy, which featured the single Run. The album focused even more on the frivolity, friendship, and carefree attitude that comes with enjoying one's youth, but just like in I Need You, contrasted that with suffering, depression, loneliness, society, and the stark and sometimes dark reality of life. Compare this with the far cry of the No More Dreams music video. It felt real. It was darker, grittier, more humble, more meaningful, and most importantly, RM lost his mohawk. Run also connected narratively with their previous single, I Need You, and another video released in September titled On Stage Prologue established what would come to be known as the BTS universe, or the BU.
We did that so early,
which would eventually combine music videos, short films, books, short stories, webtoons, and even a mobile game to create a cohesive story.
The webtoons are dope.
I won't go down this rabbit hole because there is a lot to digest, but it's definitely something to look into if you're a hardcore ARMY. The same month, they kicked off their third tour, The Most Beautiful Moment in Life on-stage tour, where they performed songs from their 2 recent EPs, Part 1 and Part 2. And Part 2 was a hit. Their biggest so far. It topped the weekly Gaon album and Billboard World Albums charts, and on Billboard, it stayed there for multiple weeks, the first K-pop act to do so. It also appeared on the Billboard 200 albums chart, not world albums, which is reserved for foreign non-English songs, but simply the top 200 albums, peaking at 171. Which is kind of amazing considering that this was back in 2015. They also received Best World Performer at the 17th Mnet Asian Music Awards. This brings us to Part 3 of the Youth Trilogy, The Most Beautiful Moment in Life, Young Forever, released on May 2nd, 2016, which featured probably my favorite BTS album cover. Young Forever was actually a compilation album of parts 1 and 2, so it was mostly the same songs, but it was notable that it had some new singles, Epilogue, Young Forever, Fire, and Save Me. The latter two performed exceptionally well, with both songs topping the Billboard World Digital Songs chart. This was also the second BTS album to chart on the Billboard 200 at 107, and it topped both the Gaon weekly and monthly chart, which earned BTS their first Daesang.
That's where the sweet happened.
Album of the Year at the 8th Melon Music Awards. They went on to do the second half of their tour.
Yeah, they were so humble, bro.
On stage, Epilogue, selling out many of their concerts and even selling out KCON in the US where they headlined the event. In September, they dropped their second Japanese album, Youth, featuring Japanese versions of tracks from their previous 3 EPs, which went gold and peaked at #1 on Japanese charts. And only a month later, in October of 2016, it happened. BTS dropped their second studio album, Wings. It sold over 500,000 copies in its first week. In comparison, The Most Beautiful Moment in Life Part 1, released just the previous year, which topped the Gaon chart,
my favorite
sold
picture. We have that.
in its entire lifetime. Wings was big, but the true showstopper was its lead single, Blood, Sweat, and Tears.
Oh my god, this whole MV and this like choreo, like when we first saw this, like I was just like so shocked. Like when I saw this choreo, they're so nasty. Like I was like, yo, I like them already, but when I was watching this, I was like, damn, like these boys are like ultimate talent. Like I remember watching this and just being like, holy shit, like these visuals in this too are insane. Like everything about this MV is just so dope.
Which got them their first all-kill, topping 8 music charts in South Korea. Its music video gained 6 million views in the first 24 hours, which broke the YouTube record for the highest number of views of a K-pop group music video within 24 hours. The album hit number 26 on the Billboard 200, the highest ever charting K-pop album on Billboard. They ended up selling 1.5 million copies in South Korea in 2016 alone, and it netted them the Artist of the Year award at the Mnet Asian Music Awards that same year, the first non-Big 3 artist ever to receive that award.
수상자는 방탄소년단.
Look at Tay coming out like that. Stop playing with me, Tay.
After Blood, Sweat, and Tears, they were on a roll. BTS was unstoppable. In February of 2017, they released the instant hit Spring Day, which, quoting a Korean reviewer, embodied nostalgia and sorrow and opened a new chapter in BTS's aesthetics and lyricism, and attracted fans across generational boundaries. Which, by the way, is still on Korean charts after nearly 4 years, and the same day I'm writing this, it ranked number 53 on Melon. It won Song of the Year at the 9th Melon Music Awards.
I heard about like Spring Day still.
Yeah, Spring Day Queen.
Yeah, Spring Day is a legend itself, bro. That's just one song. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's one song that was made like 4 years ago. Like that's wild.
The release of Spring Day. They went on yet another tour, the 2017 BTS Live Trilogy, Episode 3, The Wings Tour. The tickets sold out within minutes, including in the United States, the first K-pop artist to do so, and went on to win Best Social Artist at the Billboard Music Awards. The first for a Korean artist, but they would go on to win this award 4 years in a row. The next year was a period of massive growth for both the group's popularity as well as their style. They released the Love Yourself series, starting with Love Yourself Her.
That's my favorite album, let's get it!
Love Yourself Tear in May of 2018, and Love Yourself
I know it's the other one.
3 albums that gave us some of the most classic BTS songs that we know and love today, such as Mic Drop,
This is our first.
Fake Love.
Boys love it. Mic drop.
Ava freaking loves Euphoria, bro. Or not Euphoria, Fake Love.
Yeah, Fake Love is her shit.
Fake Love, yeah.
But they would go on to win this award 4 years in a row. The next year was a period of massive growth for both the group's popularity as well as their style. They released the Love Yourself series, starting with Love Yourself Her in September of 2017, Love Yourself Tear in May of 2018, and Love Yourself Answer in August of 2018. 3 albums that gave us some of the most classic BTS songs that we know and love today, such as Mic Drop, Fake Love, Euphoria, Idol,
Oh my god, so many.
You see why? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
The Love Yourself era was crazy.
All 3 albums were commercial successes, Her being their first album to top 2 million album sales. But Tear and Answer also did equally well. These 3 albums, as well as their Japanese album, Face Yourself, proved that they weren't done yet, not even close. During this time, they shattered countless records. Their singles went platinum, they topped charts, they won awards.
Baby, they popped off!
Break YouTube records, but they broke records that they themselves set again and
Oh
again
my god, that's awesome.
and again. This is the...
It's really true. Like, only BTS breaks
their own records, right? They set the records.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Period where BTS really started enjoying global recognition, working with huge Western artists such as Nicki Minaj, Designer, and Steve Aoki. It wasn't their first time having international features on their songs, but it was definitely the biggest. And even though they were already, without a doubt, the biggest act to ever come out of South Korea, they had their eyes set even higher. They went on tour once again for the Love Yourself World Tour. During this tour, they collaborated with Steve Aoki to make the song Wasted on Me. Notable for being their first all-English feature, and it also served as a jumping-off point for BTS to gain a following of English speakers. Not that they were Map of the Soul Persona. First things first, you can't mention Map of the Soul Persona.
What just happened?
They were Map of the Soul point for BTS to gain a following of English speakers. Not that they were Map of the Soul Persona.
I think it might be
First things first, you can't mention Map of the Soul Persona without mentioning Boy With Love. It was simple math. What do you get when you cross the singer of one of the best charting songs of all time that went platinum 59 times in 13 different countries with, without a question, the most globally dominant pop group of all time? Well, you get this.
This is our era.
Less than an instant hit. Number 8 on Billboard Hot 100. Platinum in the US. 21 music show wins. Number 1 on iTunes in 67 different countries.
I love when the articles just get more and more as it goes on.
The fastest video to reach 100 million views. A current view count of over 1 billion views. 7 boys, 1 girl, and 7 different hair colors. They were the talk of the town,
Blue
invited
is
to
mine.
talk show after talk show after talk show.
Oh,
The second
the
single on
one.
the album was Make It Right. Written by Ed Sheeran himself, including a version featuring Lau. The album debuted at number 1 on Gaon and sold 3.2 million copies its first month, and that's only in Korea. It became the best-selling album in South Korea ever. It swept every major Korean music show, winning Album of the Year in each one of them. They followed up this legendary
sound
EP
goes
with the
perfect.
Love Yourself, Speak Yourself World Tour, where they sold out both the Rose Bowl and the Wembley Stadium in only an hour. The only
And we were
non-English
part of that
speaking
tour.
act
Let's
to
go.
do so. They even performed as a solo act in Saudi
New
Arabia.
Jersey.
the first
Let's
foreign
go,
act to
Bad
do
Light.
that. The last stop of their tour was at South Korea's largest venue, the Seoul Olympic Stadium. They ended up grossing $200 million. During this time, they also created a visual novel-style game
Boys
for mobile
doing work
devices
out here.
called BTS World, where the player can interact with the members.
I literally have
This
the
also
erase
came with an
things
original
on my
soundtrack
phone for
right?
this space.
I remember you just doing it in the car.
Western
Like,
artists,
I need to delete all
Zara
this.
Larson, Charlie XCX, and Juice WRLD for the tracks A Brand New Day, Dream Glow, and All Night, respectively. In December of 2019, the group swept the grand prizes for both the Melon and Mnet Music Award shows, the first artist to do that. Map of the Soul Persona was legendary, truly a marvel in modern music. So, how could BTS follow up the best-selling album in South Korean history, you may ask? Easy. Make an
Themselves.
even better-selling album. And that's what they did with Map of the Soul 7. The album was released on February 21st of 2020, featuring the singles Black Swan.
This is such a good video.
FYE. What's for FYI? FYI is like for FY Entertainment.
I'm like,
no?
are you talking about the
for your for your information? FYI, that Black Swan was our most played song.
Yes, it was on the rap.
It popped up. I was like,
I was not sure
yeah, I
where you
did
were
listen to
going.
this song a lot.
And on. And sold over 4.1 million albums in just the first week, and the first Korean album to be certified as quadruple million on the Gaon Music Chart. It debuted at number 1 on music
my
charts
boy's
all over
doing
the world,
work.
including the US, Korea, the UK, Japan, and much of Europe. It's not an exaggeration to say that this album left a permanent mark on the world, launching BTS into legendary status and
I think it
becoming
was
the
our
best-selling
first
artist in
pre-order,
South Korean history.
too.
BTS had scheduled a Map of the Soul tour for April of that year, which would have undoubtedly outsold their record-breaking tour only a year prior. But unfortunately, the COVID pandemic caused the entire tour to be postponed, including the show at the Rose Bowl, which I was supposed to attend. But that didn't stop BTS, who performed virtual concerts, spoke at the Dear Class of 2020 graduation event, and released the Japanese version of their recent album with an original Japanese single, Stay Gold. Stay Gold. And to top it all off, this was only June. At this point, it was clear that BTS had already dominated their home turf, and they had topped the music charts all over the world. This time, their sight was set for the very top. Remember that scene in The Social Network where Mark and Sean talk about how they don't want $1 million, they want $1 billion? How they're not interested in catching 14 trout, but they'd rather catch an 800-pound marlin? Well, that's what they set their sights on. A marlin. The biggest music industry in the world, the United States. And at the top of that music industry, #1 on Billboard Hot 100. This small group from a company that virtually no one had heard about 8 years ago planned to take on Goliath himself and dominate the American industry on their home turf. And all they had to do was speak English. August 21st. Enter Dynamite.
Oh my god, yo. This is perfect. This video is crazy good.
Their first and only English single so far, simultaneously performed better than anyone had expected, but at the same time is exactly what we as an audience had come to expect from the legendary boy band themselves. And they did it. They reached #1 on the US Billboard Hot 100, the Global 200, and the Global Excluding US chart, and they made sure that if you hadn't heard of them before, you definitely have now. And if that wasn't already the biggest flex, on October 2nd, they came out with Savage Love BTS Remix with Jason Derulo.
Oh, guys.
Getting #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 again, less than 2 months after already getting it #1 with Dynamite. And on the Global 200, where they actually replaced themselves at #1, the first artist.
Yeah, that's hilarious. I told you, bro.
So what makes BTS so special? How did they achieve all this? K-pop is a genre that spans for at least 30 years, and there have been hundreds of boy groups and hundreds of girl groups. What did BTS do to rise above all of them and break through to markets never before seen? Historically, the boy band industry has been dominated by white English-speaking bands. And the fact that BTS has not only held their own, but blew any sign of competition out of the water on a global scale can be attributed to nothing less than their talent, hard work, and a bit of a 1 in a million miracle. They did it through their own blood, sweat, and tears, so to speak. Around the world, we see that boy bands have pretty much fallen into obscurity, but BTS is thriving. And though I've stated this all before, it's worth saying again, in contrast to other bands who would sing about romantic relationships with girls and what some would call predictable bubblegum pop tunes, BTS is continuously pushing the envelope and changing their styles. According to an article by Vulture.com, they described this style as much less a successor of the Backstreet Boys and more of the successors of Michael Jackson, whose choreography and charisma were unprecedented. While of course there's a lot of love for the angelic vocals of BTS, rap has also played a very important part in creating their own style. In stark contrast to the typical boy band where every member sings, it's so refreshing when you're in the middle of a song and you hear RM's raw rapping skills, J-Hope's energy, or Suga's soul put into every single line. Interestingly enough, at the first glance, it seems that the success of BTS was miraculous, despite not being part of the Big Three. But it can also be argued that their success was because of their separation from the Big Three. Their label, Big Hit Entertainment, whose founder emphasizes artistic freedom more than anything else, allowed them to make their own sound. And going back to BTS Universe, it's not often that a K-pop group does something special with each of their songs and albums, utilizing strong storytelling that can go beyond simply the song itself, but rather interconnected with other songs and even other albums to create one large overarching story. And not only do they all have their own expertise in performance, but also each of them have had the experience of writing and producing their own music, and they're not afraid to let their style evolve over time. BTS during their debut is such a far cry from Wings era BTS and current day BTS. They also chose to
it's definitely like it's like a on a green and red light, like, you know what I'm saying, it's on and off switch. I don't know what I'm trying to say here. I can't.
That they're different from one another.
Yeah, they're completely different, which is the reason, like they're saying, like he's saying, like literally why they're so successful is like they change, like they're never
able
just
to adapt to what is needed in the world,
and also like whatever they want to go to. Like it's like, what are they gonna do next? It's like it's
whatever they want.
Yeah, it's up to them.
Whatever they want.
At this point, they're at the peak, so they are the standard. So it's like whatever you guys want to do, Army's ready to ride with you. You know what I'm saying? We're ready to go. We're ready to go. But yeah, man, it's crazy.
Girls, while they definitely didn't have a shortage of those, they also cover other very important issues such as mental health, regret, following your dreams, hard work, self-love, and many, many, many others. Add that to the fact that as fans, we can feel the authenticity of the members themselves. Euphoria, they seem approachable. BTS seems like there's a place for every type of fan. And in this fast-paced world where things change at unthinkable speeds, BTS has stayed grounded and faithful to who they were and who they are. Those kids we saw on American Hustle Life, along with their dreams and passions, are the same men who stand before us today. And while some artists like to keep their personal lives private, BTS gives us a look at their personal lives.
I was just talking about this.
Which allows us to become more connected to them than ever before.
Beauty before whatever you are.
Hey, I'm addicted to this game, but this game can't pop up like this, bro. You can't be doing this to me. I'm addicted to Apex, bro.
4. What is truly amazing is that, with the exception of just one single, they're doing this all while singing in their native tongue, Korean. Their music holds so much power that it literally breaks through the barriers of language. And no, they're not done yet. Today, November 20th, they're releasing their 5th studio album, B. Their singles on the album, Dynamite and Life Goes On. And chances are, life will go on for BTS. Yes. And chances are they'll continue to break even more records. They've shown that they're capable of dominating music charts across the world and even reaching across the Pacific Ocean and conquering the music industry in the United States. What's next for them? Mars? In any case, they've only started in 2013, and BTS is as strong as it's ever been. As far as we know, they will only continue to light it up like a dynamite.
Becerra, great editing, bro. The whole crew. This is a great video. This is a fantastic video.
Oh my gosh. Such a good one, and I know that there's so many new ARMY that are
video, bro. This video, if you are a new ARMY, like ARMY in general should be telling Baby ARMY to watch this ASAP. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this is the most well put together video, and like it really good. Like the editing was sick.
The editing was great. His voice was soothing as he was speaking it, because he's so good with like vocalizing it, and you know, like no stuttering and stuff like that. How I speak.
I swear,
he got his point across very well, and you know, was able to piece it all together in one piece, which I really like.
Yeah,
is 100%. Being able to have point after point after point.
Yeah. I wouldn't, but like for sure, like this video it's so cool to also to see like back in the day, like how they came to be. Again, it's always cool to see like the upbringing of the group, like, you know what I'm saying, because it's cool to see that. Like if you don't remember, like it's cool to see. Oh, he did. Okay, I was gonna say I knew his voice and seen him before. I saw the Adventures of K-pop story of Luna.
So that's how you know.
Luna. I heard him like I heard his voice before, bro. But yeah, man, this is such a good video, and it's really well edited. It's really cool to like learn some new things that I didn't hear.
Yes.
Hence V victory. I don't know. I'm like, damn, bro, I feel terrible. I did not know that, and that's my bias record.
It could have definitely popped up in like the mix of things, and we didn't hold on to it. But I definitely didn't.
For some reason, I thought V was like visual or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. Hey, you can't blame me.
I mean,
but yeah, man, this was a great video. I love to see this. Thank you guys so much for requesting this. Especially because, I mean, we wouldn't have known about this video if it wasn't for you guys who requested. So thank you so much. Thank you to Asian Theory. You made an insane video. The video is really, really good. All props to you for, you know, having this whole entire script of, like, you talk about too. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a lot of information. I would be stumbling over words over and over again.
Exactly,
so
yes.
You did really good with that too.
And the fact that we were just doing videos prior to this, and the timing was perfect. So, especially in the beginning, I really don't want you guys to like think, like, a lot of people sometimes will think like, oh, they think they're know-it-alls. but I just wanted to express the things that we do know, so you guys know, like, oh, they know that already, or show the the appreciation.
Hey, we don't know everything because I'm still learning. A lot of stuff. I learned a lot of stuff in here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
It's actually really, and it's cool to be refreshed by it, you know?
Yes, and even to have it in one space.
Yeah.
All the way from then to now, and to see the progression, and the fact that the boys, you know, they change themselves throughout the time. So if they want to change and have a different sound of their voice, they'll do it. And all the way up to Life Goes On, I mean, it just changes the whole time. They didn't just stay with one sound, one voice, one meaning. They always went further, and they always reached higher, and they always kept the same message, try my best, and put it out there. And
a lot of information too in the beginning about like the different, like, you know, different companies and stuff like that. It's actually really cool to hear, you know what I'm saying, with different companies, and like what was like Jungkook had like 7 different companies looking at him and stuff like that, which one of those companies I think is now underneath Big Hit. So I think they said Pledis, right?
Yeah.
They said Pledis, right? So that's underneath Big Hit now. So this is really, really cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
it's crazy too, because you think to yourself, if Jin didn't get off that bus that day, or if he didn't walk past that company, you know, if Jungkook didn't see June and stuff like that, all different things. If Tae decided to sleep in and not go with his friend, how things would be. But fate, like he said in his video, brought them together to be 7. And I mean, it was meant to be, and the world's getting to see it.
For sure.
And it's amazing. It's absolutely beautiful.
Yep. Thank you guys so much for watching with us. We appreciate it. And yeah, if you guys haven't, you should definitely, you know, like, tell somebody about this video.
Yeah.
Tell them to watch the video if they're new, or if they're like, who is BTS?
I know.
Send them this video. Like,
I know some new
BTS
people that I'm going to send it to.
Yeah, for sure. I might send this to my brother because he's been on the edge here. My brother's a real, like, metalhead. Yeah. So I kind of want to try to dive him into BTS. He knows about BTS through me, right? Yeah. And I've showed him here and there songs. He can know some songs, but like I really want him to learn more about him. So
I keep making my dad listen. You know, he definitely. I'll explain all the songs and say what my dad said, and I'm so excited when my dad says good things. And then I keep trying to, like, you know, hey grandma, look, listen.
Yeah, for sure. But you guys, thank you so much for watching with us. We appreciate it. Great video, awesome editing. Yes. Great voice.
Yes.
Asian theory, great voice.
And the last thing before we go, just in case you are new to us, the reason why we're here is because our daughter, so when they were talking about the age and the language barriers, Zoe didn't know what she was listening to, but she knew that she liked it, and it made her feel good inside. She literally was just
playing Roblox. Yes. It's kind of like, it's like a server that she was in. She didn't even know. So, because she always, like, if you watch my daughter, she'll, like, literally go in, like, 20 different servers in, like, 10 minutes. She'll
yes.
Boom, boom, boom,
boom, boom, boom. And she ended up in that, it's called Meep City. Like, and they had different army bombs and stuff, which caused us to Google them and check them out. And then we have our different upbringings and personal stories that we've shared through our lyrics and their lyrics, how we relate.
Boy With Love was the very first song we heard, so it's like, it's kind of like that song's so special to us.
That's
like,
an album.
Every single time we hear that song, it's like,
we try to have everything from our journey to, like, you know, we keep dear to us, like 2019 memories, because it's the year. The winter package is the first time. We try to pre-order every time an album comes out, just because we want everything from our journey. Yes.
And we want from here on out to support our guys. Like, you know what I'm saying? We weren't there from the jump. So anything that pops up, we want to support them. What we can do from here on out. You know what I'm saying? Like, we are Army now, and like since our journey began, we like literally just wanted to support, because we feel like we missed out.
In the small ways that we can, because like you said, we missed out.
We should have been part of this from the beginning.
We're trying to make up for it.
We're trying to, 100%. That's why we've seen every single Run episode. And we literally have seen everything.
Yes,
like, not everything, but I'm just saying, like, we've seen a lot of content in a very short period of time. Like, we like literally
we did.
watched so much stuff.
You guys know, once you get in the journey, you can't stop yourself.
As soon as we started our journey, we literally went through the whole storyline. Like, within like the first month, we're like, of knowing BTS, like, we need to learn everything.
We made one mistake in
what's a bias?
Starting with Euphoria, because Euphoria was your song.
I love Euphoria.
He used to come home from work every single day with like a song of the day, and then we got back on track.
Tear came out, like, yo, this song Tear is crazy. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching with us. It makes me feel like nostalgia. It makes me feel like I'm going back.
Yeah, I feel really proud.
It makes me feel like I'm going backwards. Yes. Like, I'm like, damn, I remember this all how it began. Then we went to a concert and then like got the vibes of the concert and the energy of everyone dancing and singing outside the concert. The concert didn't begin yet. It was like 100. It was already. Bro, it was like 110 degrees out there. It was hot as shit out there, and everyone's dancing. Everybody was having a great time, giving freebies out. I'm like, yo, this environment, this army environment.
I have my bracelet right there, the pink one right up there.
The environment was so insane. As soon as the concert went, everyone would go crazy. All the lights, everything. I'm like, this is the best energy I've ever felt. Like, I've never felt this before.
The concert for us, because they were in New Jersey in May, and we just found them April 19th. So because they were so close, we're like, we have to go. And it just like furthered those emotions that you're like, oh my God, like I want more. I need to see and hear everything from them.
We actually vlogged it, so if you guys want to see our first experiences on our channel somewhere. I think it's our channel.
It is.
It's on the channel. It was the best experience I've ever. Like, it was amazing.
And that's where it just like further established our love and how we felt about them when we saw them live. It was crazy.
It was nuts. It was amazing.
Anyways, and it would have been nice because the girls were going to be going.
And we have floor seats. Damn it, we have floor seats.
Yeah.
People, we have floor seats. We were right there.
But in the end, we had tons of floor seats because they end up giving us so much content after.
That's true.
They kept us fed.
True. B concert was
and we were right there.
Anyways, have a good day on it wherever you are, and we'll see you all in the next video.
Peace.